Hello, everybody. I hope you can see me and hear me on our Glen Iris Scorpions winter 2021 presentation night. Done in a different way than usual, but nevertheless, we thought it was important to celebrate the season that we had and shout out to all our teams and players for a great effort this season. So it was awesome to see everyone back on the court. If you can remember as far back as February 2021, when we could actually play basketball. It was obviously a bit of a challenging start to the season. We had new teams, we had new age groups, we had new regulations to get into the stadium. We had to learn how to shoot again, according to some of my players. And we also had to learn how to coach in a mask, which was challenging in itself. But we got through it. And we had probably, what would we say, 3/4 of a season, which was great. We had 29 teams in the competition, which was a really good turnout after the year that we'd had the previous year, and 7 junior coaches joining us this season. So that was also a really awesome highlight to see this season. And it was just great to see all the kids out there getting back into what we all know is the best team sport that you can play, basketball. So now, before I hand over to our coaches, I'm just going to shout out to a couple of thank yous. We've had a few key members of our committee leave over this last winter season, and I just want to acknowledge them in public and thank them for all their efforts. So Deb Fitzgerald has been our uniform coordinator. We thank you so much for all the logistical efforts of wrangling orders in time for new seasons and new players, and also coordinating numbers is something that has to be done behind the scenes. So thank you very much, Deb. Here's a thank you for you. That's going to go to you tonight or tomorrow. Corey Shrimpton has stepped down as our coaching coordinator, and she's done an enormous amount of work over the last 4 years. From developing, finding and developing new coaches to supporting the coaches we have, running coaching courses, running player development sessions, running our stinger sessions, organising training timetables. The list is endless, and she's always been tireless and dedicated to the task. And thank you so much, Corey. It's been much appreciated. And I'm very pleased that you are staying on as a coach, but hope you enjoy not having to organise everything else behind the scenes. But thank you so much. And you're also getting a gift, but also my final award tonight is our BP Quiet Achiever Award to Kristen Jessen, who has taken on most of the different roles in the committee you could, but most notably been registrar for a number of years, putting her admirable admin skills to use. She's been fantastic behind the scenes, great attention to detail, always working hard, and we so appreciate the time you put in. And do acknowledge that now you have no children playing Scorpions basketball, you are allowed to leave the committee, but only if we can call you every now and then for some advice. So thank you so much. We have a gift for you to express our appreciation for your time. So thank you for those 3 people who have left our committee, and we've had a number of new people join, which is fabulous, and we will continue to run this club as best we can in a volunteer capacity. So without further ado, I would like to introduce some of our fabulous coaches who are going to talk about their individual teams tonight and give out some awards. Just looking at my members, I don't think I've got, so my first team tonight was the under-12 Ferndale Boys. Oh, Corey, somehow I missed you. You're first. There we go. No, I'm all over the place. Sorry. Here we go. Under-12 Ferndale, which was coached by Mark Daly. He couldn't be with us tonight, so I will give his awards on his behalf. So he has awarded, so when we get to under-12s and under-14s, we, rather than giving out a participation medal, we give out award. Coaches can choose awards for players they'd like to recognise for their contribution. So Mark has awarded his awards to MVP to William Waddell. Congratulations, William. And his most improved player goes to Angus Kelly. So congratulations, Angus, for that. And look forward to seeing you guys. I know both of you are playing again this season, so I look forward to seeing how you go this season. Excellent. So I know Amanda is waiting there, and Amanda was coaching our under-12 boys Gardner. So I'm going to hand over to you.
Great. Thanks very much, Alyssa. Look, thanks to all the boys for a great season. It was disappointing not to finish due to COVID, but the most important thing is we played as a team, and during the year the improvement from the boys was outstanding, and it was really difficult to pick the awards this year because everyone was even. We had a very even team. We had some great wins, sometimes with 5 players due to sickness and injury, etc. And the boys really stepped up and were able to play even with limited numbers. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the parents. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for the parents. You're a great bunch of people and really support me when I'm unavailable to coach, and making sure that the kids get to games on time. So really appreciate all of your support. Thanks also to Kelly Paraggio, who's been our team manager for many, many seasons now. And Kel just makes sure we're all at the right place at the right time. And Kelly, a shout out to you. Really appreciate your support, and hopefully you can continue on in that capacity. No pressure, but we'd love if you could for the upcoming summer season. So over to the awards, and if you could hold off putting them on the screen if that's possible, Alyssa. I just wanted to say a few words about the boys. So I have gone for 2 awards, Most Improved and obviously the MVP. So I'll start with the Most Improved award. This player showed the most consistency, accuracy at the bucket, and also, in my opinion, improved his game out of sight this season. So he worked really hard, not only at training, after school in his backyard, whenever I set the boys a bit of homework to practice their shots. Sometimes that was an area of focus for us, not only at training, but also at home. He really stepped up. He always tries hard. He also is a great defender. So as well as his offensive game improving, he's great with his defense down the court and often plays that role as well. I have dubbed him my little drain man because he's so reliable with his jump shots. And so now I think the players are on the call tonight know who it is. So Wesley, congratulations. You are Most Improved Player for the season and could have equally got the, hopefully you can see that award, Wes, could have equally got the MVP. It was really tight. As I said, everyone contributed to the team very evenly this season, but well done, Wes. You were awesome. And so over to the MVP. This player showed his versatility, his drive, his desire to win and his competitiveness, and also his height under the bucket helped us many times, not only with rebounds, but also his ability to put the ball back up and keep us in the game and get his layups in. So very accurate player, someone who showed exceptional skill and determination. And I really enjoyed coaching this player because very much willing to take on feedback and improve his game. So I have awarded the MVP to Luke Suckling. Hopefully you're there, Luke. Congratulations. Awesome season and really helped us get to a number of wins throughout the year. So very much looking forward to coaching you boys again in the under 14 season. It'll be a bit tougher as we go up a grade, but really well done and can't wait to bring on the summer season. So well done, boys, and look forward to seeing you all on the court again soon. Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you, Amanda, and thanks for your many seasons of coaching. Much appreciated. All right, our next team off tonight is Under 10 Boys Nettleton, which was coached by a mixture of Ben Jefferson, one of our junior coaches, doing training, and due to other sporting commitments, Nick McPhee, one of the dads, would often do game day. Unfortunately, neither of them could make it tonight, but they did send a message saying, it's been great to coach all of you boys. You've all improved in your basketball skills and your teamwork this year, so they really enjoyed the experience, and they gave the awards to... So MVP was given to Josh McPhee and Coach's Award to Leah Mazur. So well done, all of you, and I hope that you continue enjoying basketball. So that is that team. Next we have Under 10 Boys Raven, which was coached by Anthony Hodgson, one of our most skilled coaches, or most experienced coaches. And often I look at what he's doing with the boys in training and think, yeah, I should do that next time I train. So anyway, I'm going to hand over to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Alyssa. Firstly, a big thank you to all of the committee for putting in the effort to keep the club going and get it ready for seasons, even though unfortunately sometimes they haven't occurred. So really well done. Thank you very much for that. And for the committee members who finished, well done. A great effort. A big thank you to Kim Coltman-Babbage for her assistance with being team manager this year. That was kept us all going, and scorers and all of that sort of stuff. So that was fantastic. Tonight's awards, well, a couple of things. First, we played in a division this year where we were sort of a middle ranking team, which meant that we had lots of tough, hard games, which was fantastic for everybody. It really pushed our skills to their limits and at times beyond our limits. So they've done exceptionally well. And for my awards this year or this season, I've given 2 improvement awards. So best offensive improvement and best defensive improvement. And these aren't by any stretch of the imagination the best players in the team, but they are the guys who really showed good improvement over the year. So for the best defensive improvement, it went to Zane Waters. Zane did a brilliant job this year, and particularly because we were playing in a league where we had lots of big guys, and Zane was our tallest guy, and Zane had to do a lot of work, and he developed beautifully during the year. So well done, Zane. And our best offensive improvement was Henry Smythe. So Henry's a great little athlete, has a real go, and started to really have a go offensively and really start to take the ball to the bucket. And what I will say to the other guys in the team, they did a great job, and just looking forward to getting back on the court in the next season. So thank you again, Alyssa, and over to you.
Thanks very much, Anthony. Appreciate your coaching time and thought. Okay, the next team we're talking about tonight is so we've got a lot of under-12 boys. Wow, so now we've got our last under-12 boys team, which is under-12 boys Summerhill, coached by Grant Pierce, who doesn't seem to be online. So I will mention the awards, and if he pops on, I'll let him come in and say a word about the team. But I know I used to train at the same time as you guys, and you always look like you had a lot of fun together. So well done for a great season. And the awards that have been awarded, Player of the Season goes to Wesley Pike. Congratulations. You'll get one of these. And Coaches Award goes to Baden Walkerton. Yeah, so well done for Baden and Wesley and the rest of you, and I hope you continue to enjoy your basketball. And I'm continuing on, actually, because we're moving on to girls. So we have the under-14 girls, Ferndale, team coached by Brad Joyner. He has given Eva Ivanovic, who's an outstanding player, his MVP, and Lauren Thompson his coaching award. So well done, guys, on a great season. I'm sure you dominated and probably finished first. So good job. All right, I'm going to leave Judy because she's not here yet. So Genevieve, I'm going to talk to you, who is one of our junior coaches, who's coached a number of seasons, and also shout out to her, Year 12 this year, has 2 exams tomorrow, and here she is presenting for her team. And Genevieve, I'm going to hand over to you, who coached the under-14 girls Nettleton.
Got cut off there, but I coached the under-14 girls Middleton team. It was just such a lovely season. Being Year 12, I guess, stressful life, but every time I came to training and came to games, the girls brought such an amazing and positive attitude to every single game. You know, we had our ups and our downs throughout the season, and no matter how much we lost by or how much we won by, we always ended on such a positive note, and the girls never lost their motivation, never stopped trying, and that was just beautiful to see. It really was. I just like to say just a thank you really quick to the manager, Magdalene. She really carried the team. I guess I had a lot on my plate, but she was always sending us messages, reminding us everywhere the games were. Just such an essential part of everyone's heading up and being able to enjoy such a gorgeous sport. So my awards, I would just like to preface this actually first by saying to the entire team, everyone grew so much throughout this season. and everyone improved their skills. Just, it was so exciting to see. But I did give specifically, my first award is for Eliza Dubbin. I gave her the Coaches Award. She was just, her attitude throughout the whole season was amazing to see, always asking what more she could be doing, always giving ideas and everything to our plays. You know, when we had half time, she was being like, oh guys, we should do this and this. And she was like my little mini coach. And it was just really cool to see. And then I gave the Most Improved Award to Olivia Moynihan. Her confidence throughout the season was it just grew so much. Seeing her like dribbling and confidently making those beautiful shots. She has such awesome technique, and seeing her finally being able to display that on the court like just really well was awesome to see. And she just, she grew a lot, which was exciting. Anyway, that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Genevieve. That's great to see. Retiring from coaching, hopefully just for one season while you work out what's happening next year. But thank you so much for all the coaching you've done so far. Okay, so now we're moving back to boys. We've got Corey, our fabulous retiring coaching coordinator, who has been coaching the under-14 boys Ferndale. Corey, you.
Thank you. Thanks, Alyssa. Big congratulations to the Ferndale team. It's been a tough couple of seasons. This team mostly, the under 14, the top age under 14 cohort, which basically comprises two teams, have sort of played together on and off since prep. So they all work really, really well together. So the team that I had this year was pretty much the team we had as we finished COVID a couple of years ago, and they'd finished undefeated that season and didn't get the accolades of having won the grand final. So we went into this season. We did finish again on the top of the ladder, which was really good for them. But it was a tough season just getting that chemistry and everything back after all the breaks. So thank you to the parents. We did implement a second training and a new offensive structure. The boys have always been really strong defensively, but implemented a Princeton offense that the boys dubbed Sting, and a couple of other plays that had all sorts of McDonald's names. So we made it fun. And they came together really well and performed those. And when we got it right on the court, it was a thing of beauty. So really proud of you all. You put in the extra effort, and thank you to the parents for coming out for a second training so we could get that chemistry back with the boys, because they've always had it. And it just, the interruption and the change to high school made it a little bit more difficult this season. The two boys that I've selected for awards this season, and it's hard because the boys anyone could take an award away for a variety of reasons, but the two I selected were two that sort of grew into their own this season. They trusted skills that they didn't previously trust. And as a coach, it's such a lovely thing for kids that you've coached for such a long time and you have faith in, finally sort of start to trust their ability and do it on the court without thinking about it rather than second guessing themselves. So my first award is the Most Improved Player. This goes to Nick Giannopoulos. Nick, you were brilliant this season. And again, that trusting of your instincts on the court and the plays that we implemented needed a strong presence in the post, and you provided that for the team in the support and setting screens and movements for the kids, but also you backed yourself, whether it was a jump shot from the elbow, drive, pick and roll. So well done. You really deserve this. You hustled your butt down the court, and I couldn't be more proud of you. So well done. My second award is a coach's award. That also goes to a player that has learnt to trust his instincts out there, not second guess himself. It's a player who's always been very important to the team defensively and kind of creates motion and movement on the court. But as everyone else grew, he didn't. So he would change his shot. He wouldn't necessarily take the ball all the way to the basket. And this year he did. He took the ball to the basket, being chased down by kids that were taller. And if he didn't make it, he certainly drew the foul, which is what you want. You want them to have that passion to be able to go and do it. And he even got some rejects for a small player on the team. That's a big booster. They say that the coaches' kids don't get the awards, and I've coached my son for several years and he hasn't. Lincoln, you deserve that this year. So well done, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Corey. I know it's not always easy to coach your own child, so good on you. Thank you so much for all your coaching efforts. Okay, so I apologise. I jumped the gun with Grant. He's on screen now. I did announce the awards for Grant's team, but I'm going to let him say his piece. So, Grant, I'm going to pop you on and you can talk about your boys, under 12 boys, Summerhill.
Hi, thanks, Elisa. I'd like to say some words that Anthony, or reiterate some words that Anthony said about thanking the committee for running such a great club and allowing us to be such members of such a great club. And it was run by so few the last few seasons, and you wouldn't know. It's fantastic. I'd also like to thank Sandine, who was the boys team, or our team manager for this season. Thanks very much for your help and assistance through the season. And to the boys, I hope you all enjoyed your season. And I hope you felt that you improved during the season. I think you did, and I enjoyed the season with you guys. I think you improved over that time, and even though we're a bit wild at training sometimes, I think come game day it was really good. That was where it was really good to be part of the team. I think the things that I really liked about our team was you boys would take on any of the teams. You would never be intimidated, no matter how good the other teams were, or if they'd beaten us last time, or how big they were. You just took them head on. The second thing I really liked about your efforts this year was, if we did have a slow start, you tended to respond really well in the timeouts and picked up your efforts after them and continued on. And you just grab the ball off anyone. You'd be quite happy to challenge the players on the opposite court. And the third thing I thought you were really good at was that no matter the result, and there unfortunately wasn't too many wins, but the results were always positive, and no one complained when you walked off the court and you enjoyed yourselves the whole game, which was great. Now, just to explain a bit about the awards, the Player of the Team award was actually a parent award voted by the parents each week. And it was based on how well the parents awarded points to the players on how they thought they performed according to their ability. And really good thing here was that all the boys in the team were the leading vote getters, at least one game in the season, which was great. So it spread right throughout the team. And well done, Wesley. It was very tight in the end, so you snuck up there, but it was great to see. And thank you very much to the parents for being very objective and supporting the voting of that award. And the second award, that was the Coaches Award, was based very similar, where I would rate our players each week on how I felt they went according to their ability, and included other things about how they contributed to the team, their concentration, their focus at training, stuff like that. So, and I'd like to congratulate Baden on that. And again, that was quite close, but well done, Baden, on that award. So that sort of wraps up that. I'll drop your trophy round. See, that's the real one, Wes. And Baden, that's yours. And I'll drop around a bit of a team photo for you guys in the next coming week. And we've all got our signed away there. Remember we did that? And Eddie, I haven't forgotten that last layup, so it's coming to you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Grant. Looks like there's a few incentives going on there to get some goals, which is great to see. Okay, our next team that we'll talk about is under 14 boys Gardner, coached by Eugene Wong, one of our very experienced coaches. So Eugene, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alison. Nice to finally meet you in person. And I want to say what a fantastic job you have done here so far. So my team had actually a great preseason in the grading phase. They actually started off in Section 3, kept on pushing their way all the way up to Section 1 on the top H. We did have some good parents that actually communicate really well by email as well, helping each other out, whether they want to stay in the top division or whether they want to drop back to second division. So in the end, the parents made the decision, as well as coaches as well, to go into the same section with Corey as well. The boys had a really fantastic season. They worked hard together. They played well together. They communicate really well together. So that's my boys. And the awards I'd like to offer the boys is, one is for Finlay Sunderland. He's the best hardworking team player because he's always a great team member who shows great commitment to the team, as well as dedication to training and playing with his teammates as well and supporting his teammates. My next award actually goes to a fantastic player that always strives for excellence all the time. Tyson Fernie, who's my most improved player. The reason why I gave him that award was that he's consistently improving every single game and always listening to instructions from his coaches as well as his teammates as well. So I think those are two of the great awards for them, basically. So well done to all my boys and well done to all my parents. And I also want to thank Irina McCready for doing a fantastic job as the team manager, organizing extra training sessions as well for the boys when we can.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Eugene. We appreciate your coaching.
Thanks.
Okay, so now we're going to go to one of our girls' teams, under 14 girls, Gardner, coached by Judy Jefferson, who must be coaching about her 54th season with us. Very experienced player herself, and we're very lucky to have her. Judy, I'm handing over to you.
Hi. So we had a bit of a mixed bag season. Started really well in our grading phase and won lots of games by big margins, and then moved to section 2, still was winning and losing some, and then had a few quite big losses towards the end of the season. I think the disruption, we also didn't necessarily get all of our girls to training, just made it hard to have a cohesive season in the end. But the girls are, I mean, most of the girls I've coached for a number of seasons over the years, they're all really lovely. You know, they don't necessarily all know each other, but they came together and worked hard for one another. We had some injuries. We had some new players. So, yeah, we just had quite a, you know, up and down season. So great job to the girls for just persisting and coming each week with a smile on their face and enjoying the friendships that they've made through their basketball. So my first award is Best Defensive Player, which goes to Ruby Simmons. Ruby is just a fantastic defender. If you ever want an example of a player who gets themselves in front, has great lateral movement, and just works really hard in defense, which I think is, to me, is like even more important than offense. So congratulations, Ruby. Thank you so much for all the hard work you do in defense, which is often not something that is as recognized as scoring the goals. And my other award is our Best Team Spirit. And that award goes to Zoe Nicholson. So Zoe is younger than all the other girls in the team. It was the first time she'd played with this group of girls. And every week, whether it was training or game day, she just came with a smile on her face. She'd sit beside me and cheer and support and encourage her teammates, which I just think is an awesome way to be on court and on the sideline and at training. So thank you so much to all the girls. I think we're back together again, or a lot of us are, for this coming season. So looking forward to seeing you back on the court soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. That sounds great. Okay, we've got 2 more teams to go. So under 14 boys Nettleton is being coached by Stu Mackey. He couldn't make it tonight, so I'm going to give the awards on his behalf. So he awarded Best Offensive Player to Ryder Callanan. Well done. That's always an important person in the team. And Best Defensive Player to Declan Sherry. Is that how I say that? Anyway, well done. Congratulations. And we will get your trophies to you very soon. And our last team that we will talk about tonight is under 14 boys Raven, coached by Alex Goldhagen, who I think may have been his first season coaching, and I hope he enjoyed it. Alex, I'm going to hand over to you.
Thanks, Alyssa, and thanks everybody else. These kids wouldn't have nearly as much fun if it weren't for everybody's sort of volunteering and their time and their effort and energy and all that. So we all really appreciate that, even if you don't hear it often enough. I don't actually have the physical trophies to present to the boys, but I'm assuming we'll work that out somehow. That's probably a COVID thing. It was very hard, just like most of the coaches, I'm sure. It was very difficult to only be able to choose 2 awards and one player each for each award. So I pretty much just went for the shortest and the tallest. My most improved player was Tom McFarlane, who I think, like most of our players, was a first-year player this year. I had a bunch of them. And Tom, he went from being very unsure, even for a tall guy under the basket, to understanding how to rebound and how to actually shoot layups without taking 5 steps, right, which was pretty handy. But he was always my go-to player underneath. And he was always good company on the bench when he wasn't on the court. He always came up and had a nice chat and asked me much as a question. So I'd like to be able to take credit for his improvement, but I suspect it had more to do with the fact that he was playing at Scotch as well, and he's probably getting some proper coaching there. So congratulations, Tom, and to his parents for raising a nice boy. My coach's award went to probably the bravest kid on the team, Ahan Modi, whose mother, Hiral, was our team manager and my MVP as well. Ahan, like I said, very brave, very courageous, being a little guy. What I really liked about Ahan was that he took instruction very well. He listened. He really wanted to improve his skills, and he liked trying out his little moves on the court whenever we could get the ball into his hands. So congratulations, Ahan, and also to Hiral. Thank you very much for that. I think that's probably enough for me. I'm just sorry that I'm not going to be able to coach that group of boys again next season because my kid has moved up. But I hope whoever does take the helm or take the reins continues that work that we started last season. They're a good group of boys. And thanks again, Alyssa.
Thank you, Alex, and we really appreciate you being willing to step up and coach without coaching before, and obviously you really enjoyed it, so that's great. So that's the end of our presentation this evening. We don't tend to do presentations for the older age groups because they tend not to get so excited about it, but obviously we have under 16s and under 18s playing as well, and something that's been really nice to see this season is that one of our group of girls that have gone through for many seasons, actually the under 18 comp timings didn't suit them, so they've moved into the women's comp and are essentially managing themselves now. And so that's kind of really what we want from our junior basketballers, is that they can stay playing and be active, well into their adulthood. So that's really nice to see that we've got some Scorpions in the senior women's comp as well. So lastly, I just want to thank you to all our coaches, all our team managers and all our parents that we totally rely on to make this happen. Thank you for schlepping to Waverley Stadium many times a week, over and over, and we just hope you enjoy being part of the club. We will be back on the court very soon. We're thinking it's going to be November the 6th. We haven't had final confirmation, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. But we're pretty much organised, so we look forward to seeing everyone on the courts really soon. And until then, keep practicing your basketball. All right, good night.